how would you explain a school of this size having this sort of community support that's represented in the Robinson? We've had good crowds this year, and a couple more coming up this year, probably.
Yeah, I think we've had great crowds here the last, really since they did the renovation. I feel like we've had great crowds. I feel like the Robinson Center became a great, big arena, and then it became a tremendous home advantage. Great place. I would say, there's just a lot of history here for Richmond basketball. I think, when they built the Robinson Center in the 70s, I don't know what the environment or the season tickets were then, but I think during Coach Terrence's era, certainly, it probably was really good and caught everyone's attention. We've had really good fan support, and I think now, speaking for this particular team, I feel like it's an easy team to root for. I think the grit and determination is pretty evident. The speed is always fun. And I feel like the best part about Richmond basketball and its fans is the fans really seem to appreciate the players, who they are, not just winning or exciting plays, but they seem to really appreciate who those players are and how they represent them.
As this team goes down the stretch, having older players, 4-year players, 5-year players, that rate is a significant advantage in your view or not?
Yeah, always, yes. I think, you have older players, and so they can handle quick turnarounds. They can handle a change in scouting. Maybe you go from one game to the next or at halftime because they've seen a lot of these things before. So rather than a younger player might be overwhelmed by his own play, a couple things that went wrong. The initial scout, whereas older players, they've gone through that, and so they can go out, make adjustments, do what the coach is saying, not necessarily need a timeout, those kinds of things. So I feel like, yes, as you go down the stretch, especially when it's a long season, these guys have a little more familiarity of how to rest and recover. So I think, yes, that has a big advantage.
What was the conversations like towards the guys after, first loss in about 6 weeks?
Well, it was just about that game, and we've certainly played well and competed well at the Siegel Center. It was just about the opportunity that we had there, that we felt like while we competed and we played really hard, that we didn't play well enough to win the game, and that we anticipated obviously this off week where we'd have some time off, some downtime, and just talking about for the future, like when you have these kinds of opportunities, you want to make the most of it.
You got another opportunity on Saturday with LaSalle. What stands out when you've seen them either on TV or got a chance to scout them?
Their guard play. Jameer Brickus, he's one of the most talented players in our conference. His change of speed, his calm, easy, confident play, really, really difficult to guard. Brantley is the other guard, kind of opposite, energetic, 100 miles per hour, difficult to defend. And I'd say, those two guards are really, really good players. And, whether they're, if they're playing home or away or, against a big team, small team, those guards always seem to statistically have a great impact on the game. And when you're watching, really have a tremendous impact.
I know you focus on Saturday, but will you watch any of tonight's game?
Well, I'll be at the Collegiate Cougars JV game at 5:30. We have, who's the team we have coming to town? It's the school that's out. It's like a boarding school. Not Fort Lincoln.
Hargrave?
Not Hargrave.
Blue Ridge.
Not Blue Ridge. A little farther than that.
Massaman?
Not the Miller School.
Wow.
Not Oak Hill. Not Oak Hill. I don't think they have a JV.
There's a boarding school out
We're
there.
playing. Yeah. Anyway, I'll be at the Collegiate Cougars JV game and then possibly the Collegiate Cougars varsity game. So I will be paying attention. I don't know if I'll see all of them.
You were recruited by Coach Dunphy.
yeah.
You have coached against him when he was at Temple.
Yes.
Are you surprised you're still coaching against him? Did it surprise you? He's in the South.
It is. It's surprising because when we played LaSalle there a few years ago, Ashley Howard was the coach. He was color commentator on TV, and that seemed a little bit more the traditional path. Now he's a LaSalle grad, and a beloved figure in Philadelphia. So, I mean, I can understand why they would want him to be part of it. But yes, I'm surprised that he's coaching right now, and impressed.
Does it hit you at all when you see him on the other bench, knowing that he recruited you?
For sure. So we did one home visit, and my dad after that said, I don't think the coaches need to come to my home, but it was Penn. And, to this day, he asks about Coach Dunphy because he was so impressive. So, he loves Coach Dunphy, as does everybody.
Isaiah, as you guys head down the stretch here, would you say advantage to older team, veteran players in a significant way, or everybody's pretty much the same?
Yeah, I think that teams that have the most experience will definitely take us a long way. We got players, many upperclassmen that's been in a lot of these situations, tough late games. They know how to close out games. We got an older backcourt that helps out tremendously late games. So I think it'll definitely carry us in the late part of the conference.
The hot spell the Spiders have been on leads people to project Richmond as a potential at-large team. Do you think back to Colorado, Northern Iowa, State, not so much Florida, but those kind of games that were doable and just didn't go your way in the last half? What might have been had you been able to get at least a couple of them?
Yeah, that would have been big for us. But like I told Bob, I think after the UNLV game, if we played them same teams, late conference time around this time, I think it'll be a different story. We have, better chemistry. We understand we got a solid rotation going right now. And I think that definitely would have carried us, or looked a little better as far as if we would have got one of those wins. But we're in a good spot right now.
How would you view the atmosphere on Robbins Center since you've been in Richmond compared to most you play in? And has this surprised you, the support you've received here since you transferred?
The support here has been amazing. The fan base is amazing. After every game, I get 1,000 kids running up to me trying to get autographs. The same kids wanted me to sign the same shirts, but I love it. But the fan base is amazing. The students been showing out, so it's great. It carries us a long time.
Thank you for me. How is this week like for you and the team with no midweek game?
It was a recovery week. Monday and Tuesday we was light on the court, did more recovery, had a spa day. We did lighter workouts, got moving a little bit. Wednesday we got our wind up a little bit, but we hit it pretty hard yesterday, and today we're hoping to have another good practice.
What was your guys' mental approach and attack coming off a loss for the first time in about 6 weeks?
Yeah, well, we just got to stay consistent, focus on the next practice, and taking it day by day. And the only thing we'd be worried about is having a good practice today.
What did you learn this season?
Learned a lot, man. Learned a lot. We was worried about the wrong things, and that ultimately led to us taking down one. But we're more locked in than ever right now, and the whole team knows that we need these 2 good days of practice to have a good day tomorrow.
How long did that loss linger?
Probably that whole Sunday, and then after that, man, we had to let it go. We got bigger goals. But it would have been unrealistic to say that we was gonna go undefeated in conference play. That's really hard. It's really hard, especially in the atmosphere like Siegel Center. It's really hard, to play in atmospheres like that, which we just didn't come to play as much that night. But luckily for us, we still in a good position in conference play, still at the top, and we just got to worry about these next 2 practices and hopefully have a good game tomorrow.
What stands out about LaSalle?
They have a great backcourt. They have 2 guards that can definitely score the ball. I think our biggest thing is just not letting them get comfortable early and not letting them get going early, and we'll be good.
How's your lip?
It's a lot better. I just got my stitches out yesterday, but it was terrible that Sunday and Monday. It was pretty bad, but they said it was going to heal pretty fast. It was in a good spot, so I was losing some cool points for a couple days.
How many stitches?
5, I believe. Yeah.
This
Back
was
and watch it.
I did. It didn't even look like nothing too crazy, but he definitely got me pretty good. And it was below my lip, so when he gave me the little cotton thing, I was putting it on my lip. He was like, no, it's below, and I was like, oh, dang. So yeah, just luckily I'm a pool points back now.
Chief knocked out.
I know, God, it was close.
Anything else you want to say?
I was going to ask, what did the team talk about? Because, like Bob said, you guys hadn't suffered a loss in about 6 weeks. So, what was the conversations like leading up to today and yesterday about responding strong after a loss?
Yeah, well, that was our whole deal, was just about, how are we going to respond? And, it's tough coming off a loss like that. We haven't lost in so long, so we almost forgot what it felt like to lose, man. But, you need those games like that to kind of make you recenter and, realize you're not invincible. So, it was a good reality check for us, and I think we're more locked in than ever.